Today on Growing Idaho, we look at a former farm town that's now one of the fastest growing cities of its size in the country. I guess that doesn't narrow it down around here. It's Kuna. We're talking about Kuna. I talked to Kuna's mayor about how they're handling this incredible growth and the typical but also unique challenges they are facing.
My family moved here in the 60s. The main street was the only street in town that was paved.
Back then, when Mayor Joe Stear was just a kid, the population of Kuna was around 550.
In the 70s, they built a couple of smaller subdivisions, and I just remember the people talking about how that was just going to ruin everything.
It depends on how you define ruin, but Kuna has continued to grow at a very quick pace. Take a look at just the past couple decades. Kuna went from more than 6,000 people in 2000 to more than 26,000 people a couple years ago. That's an explosion of 314.4%. That's faster than 97% of similar-sized U.S. cities, and Mayor Stear says they've had to work hard to keep their services up to date.
As a city, we've been able to keep up pretty well.
To that point, the fire district was able to get a bond passed to build a second fire station and increase the levy rate to hire more staff. But as with most local towns, they are still playing catch-up.
They've been behind for a while, but that's kind of the way it is.
It's certainly the way it is with the Kuna School District.
They're looking at bursting at the seams, and their bond didn't pass here this last time.
And while Mayor Stear can't just hand the school district a ton of money, he can support them. One of the ways he's doing that is by requiring developers to make all their new water and sewer lines for any development oversized in anticipation of future schools. Also, he allows developers to make property donations to the school district in lieu of green space and parks.
So what we do is we try to make sure that as development occurs, that the property that the school has is viable.
He also says the state legislature could help out by allowing the school district to collect impact fees from new developments. He says that would put some of that financial burden on the people moving in and the developers and take some off of the people already living here.
I think those bonds would pass much easier that way. So certainly wouldn't ever take away the need for bonding, but if you can bond for half as much because you got a bank account with some money sitting in it, that's a whole lot better deal for everybody.
And it wouldn't be a Growing Idaho story if we did not talk about traffic. It can be an absolute 4-lane parking lot on Kuna's morning commute. ACHD manages the roads, but Stear is also the chair of Valley Regional Transit, which runs the buses in the area. Much more public transportation in town could really cut down on the traffic, but he says it's just not practical right now because of how spread out Kuna is.
We could put bus stops all over the place, but man, it'd take forever to pick people up if you had that many bus stops. So I think it's going to be quite a while before we actually have a bus line service that would take you from Kuna to Meridian to Boise to Nampa to Caldwell, that type of thing.
Stear also says they can reduce traffic by continuing to provide jobs in and around town. Kuna has big employers like the meatpacking plant, the prison, and the incoming metadata center, but they need more. Stear says about 90% of their property tax base comes from residential instead of commercial, with home values spiking at a much quicker pace than commercial property values.
We need that commercial tax base to kind of help take some of the property tax burden off of the people that live here.
Justin Core, Idaho's News Channel 7.
Mayor Stear also said he understands why people don't like the incredible growth, but also that it is impossible to stop. And as you heard, growth has been happening since the 70s there when the first subdivisions went in. Coming up next week on Growing Idaho, we're going to head back to the Kuna area to talk about a huge new development slated to go in and why some folks say it's unfair to taxpayers.